First exercise, supine windshield wiper. To do the supine windshield wiper exercise, follow these steps. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Place your arms out to your sides, palms facing down. Raise your legs up so that they are perpendicular to the floor. Keeping your legs straight, move them in a windshield wiper motion, one leg at a time. Continue moving your legs in a windshield wiper motion for 10 to 15 repetitions. Repeat on the other side. Second exercise, lying alternate butterfly exercise. Here are the steps on how to do the lying alternate butterfly exercise. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Bring your soles together and clasp your hands around your feet. Slowly open your knees out to the sides, keeping your feet together. Hold the stretch for 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side. Here are some tips for doing the lying alternate butterfly exercise. If you are new to this exercise, you may want to start with a shorter hold time, such as 15 seconds. You can also modify the exercise by placing a rolled up towel under your knees for support. If you experience any pain, stop the exercise immediately. The lying alternate butterfly exercise is a great way to stretch the muscles in your inner thighs and groin. It can also help to improve your hip flexibility and range of motion. This exercise is a good addition to any yoga or fitness routine. Here are some of the benefits of doing the lying alternate butterfly exercise. Improves hip flexibility and range of motion. Helps to reduce groin pain. Improves posture. Reduces stress. Improves circulation. Promotes relaxation. If you are looking for a way to improve your flexibility, range of motion, and overall health, the lying alternate butterfly exercise is a great option. This simple exercise can be done at home or at the gym, and it only takes a few minutes to complete. Fourth exercise, lying hip circle exercise. To do a lying hip circle exercise, follow these steps. Lie on your back on a mat with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Place your arms at your sides, palms down. Engage your core and lift your hips off the floor until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Keeping your core engaged, rotate your hips in a circular motion. Make sure to keep your legs together and your back straight. Continue rotating your hips for 10 to 15 repetitions in each direction. Lower your hips back down to the floor and rest. Here are some tips for doing lying hip circles. Keep your core engaged throughout the exercise. This will help to protect your back and prevent injury. Make sure to keep your legs together. This will help to isolate the hip muscles and prevent the lower back from taking over. Keep your back straight. Do not let your back arch or sag. If you find that you are unable to keep your hips off the floor, you can place a pillow or rolled up towel under your hips for support. Start with 10 to 15 repetitions in each direction and gradually increase the number of repetitions as you get stronger. Lying hip circles are a great way to improve hip mobility and flexibility. They can also help to strengthen the hip muscles, which can help to improve your overall posture and reduce your risk of injury. Fifth exercise, heel glute bridge. A heel glute bridge is a variation of the traditional glute bridge that targets the glutes and hamstrings more effectively. To do a heel glute bridge, you will need a bench or other sturdy surface to place your feet on. Lie on your back on the floor with your knees bent and your feet flat on the bench. Place a rolled up towel or yoga mat under your lower back for support. Place your hands on your hips or by your sides, with your palms facing down. Slowly raise your hips off the floor until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold this position for a few seconds, then slowly lower your hips back down to the floor. Repeat for 10 se 12 repetitions. As you get stronger, you can increase the number of repetitions or add weight to the exercise by holding a dumbbell or weight plate across your hips. Sixth exercise, pelvic tilts. To do a pelvic tilt exercise, follow these steps. Lie on your back on a mat with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Place your hands on your lower abdomen, just above your hip bones. Tighten your abdominal muscles and slowly raise your hips off the floor until your lower back is pressed into the mat. Hold this position for a few seconds, then slowly lower your hips back down to the mat. Repeat this exercise 10 se 15 times. As you do the pelvic tilt exercise, be sure to keep your back pressed into the mat and your shoulders relaxed. You should feel your abdominal muscles working to raise your hips. If you feel any pain in your lower back, stop the exercise immediately. Pelvic tilt exercises can help to strengthen your core muscles and improve your posture. They can also help to relieve pain in your lower back and hips. 7th exercise, Rocking Frog. The Rocking Frog exercise is a dynamic stretch that helps to improve flexibility in the hips, groin, and lower back. It is also a good way to warm up the body before exercise. To do the Rocking Frog exercise, follow these steps. Start in a quadruped position, on your hands and knees. Spread your knees wide apart, so that your feet are hip-width apart, and your knees are pointing outward. Keep your back straight, and your core engaged. Slowly rock your hips back and forth, keeping your knees bent, and your feet flat on the ground. Continue rocking for 10 se 15 repetitions. Repeat on the other side. 8th exercise, Kneeling Hips Thrust. The kneeling hip thrust is a great exercise for targeting your glutes. It's a variation of the traditional hip thrust, which is done lying on your back. The kneeling hip thrust is a bit more challenging, but it's also a safer option for people with back pain. Here is how to do the kneeling hip thrust. Attach a resistance band to a low anchor point, such as a doorknob or a sturdy piece of furniture. Step into the band and secure it around your hips. Kneel on the floor with your knees hip-width apart and your toes pointed forward. Place your hands behind your hips for support. Brace your core and glutes. Extend your hips so that your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Squeeze your glutes at the top of the movement. Slowly lower back down to the starting position. Repeat for 10 se 12 reps. Here are some tips for doing the kneeling hip thrust safely and effectively. Make sure that the resistance band is tight enough so that you feel a good amount of resistance at the top of the movement. Keep your core engaged throughout the entire movement. Don't arch your back. If you feel any pain in your back, knees, or hips, stop immediately. The kneeling hip thrust is a great exercise for building strong glutes. It's a safe and effective way to target this important muscle group. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe our channel.